Welcome back to Two Sense Unfiltered, where common sense still matters. Today, we're tackling one of the most unfair, complicated, and downright broken systems in America, the U.S. tax code. Over 70,000 pages of regulations, loopholes, credits, deductions, and exemptions. And somehow, almost half the country pays no federal income tax at all. Now, let me ask you this: is that fair? Should the top half of earners continue footing nearly the entire bill for the other half, especially when many of those not paying still receive tax refunds? Today, we're going to ask a bold question. What if America adopted a flat tax, say 10% for everyone? No loopholes, no games, no special treatment, just one rate, one rule, one system. Let's break it all down. Let's start with the facts. According to IRS data, roughly 47% of Americans pay zero federal income tax. That means the remaining 53%, mainly middle and upper income earners, shoulder the entire income tax burden. Now, people will say, well, they pay payroll taxes. True, but payroll taxes go to Social Security and Medicare, not to fund defense, infrastructure, or federal programs. The income tax is what fuels the government's discretionary spending, and almost half the country isn't contributing to it. Meanwhile, some who pay nothing and still get money back through credits like the Earned Income Tax Credit and Child Tax Credit, millions receive refunds larger than what they paid in. That's not just zero tax, and that's negative tax. So what we've created is a system where some people are net contributors and others are net recipients. And every election, politicians weaponize that divide, promising more benefits to one group paid for by the other. Imagine if you and a neighbor split a pizza every week, but only you pay for it, and then they demand extra toppings. That's the US tax code. The American tax system wasn't always this bloated. The first income tax came during the Civil War, temporary, simple, and designed to fund the war effort. It wasn't until 1913, with the 16th Amendment, that income tax became permanent. Since then, politicians have treated the tax code like a political toy, adding deductions to reward certain industries, incentives to push social agendas, and loopholes to please donors. By the 1980s, even Ronald Reagan had had enough. His Tax Reform Act of 1986 simplified brackets, slashed rates, and eliminated many loopholes. It worked, briefly, but over time, Congress went right back to complicating the system. Today, we've got 7 tax brackets, countless deductions, and an IRS that needs a small army to enforce it all. Every year, Americans spend billions of hours just filing taxes. And here's the kicker: the more complex the system, the easier it is for those with accountants, lawyers, and lobbyists to exploit it. The average worker can't hire a team of tax professionals, but billion-dollar corporations can. Now let's talk about solutions. A flat tax, say 10%, is as fair as it gets. Everyone pays the same percentage of their income. No deductions, no loopholes, no games. You make $50,000 a year, you pay $5,000. You make $1 million, you pay $100,000. Everyone contributes, everyone has skin in the game. Here's why it works. It simplifies the entire process. The IRS could shrink overnight. It removes incentives for political manipulation. It encourages productivity. People keep more of what they earn, and businesses can plan without fear of sudden tax hikes. Countries like Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania have used flat taxes successfully for decades. Economic growth soared, compliance increased, and tax evasion dropped. The flat tax rewards work and success instead of punishing it. Under the current system, the harder you work, the more you're penalized. That's upside down economics. Now, critics will say, but a flat tax hurts the poor. Let's unpack that. A flat 10% tax doesn't have to be regressive if we design it smartly. You can exempt the first $25,000 of income, meaning low-income earners still pay little or nothing, while everyone above that contributes equally beyond the exemption. Critics also argue the rich would pay less overall, but under a true flat tax, they'd still pay more in total dollars. They'd just pay at the same rate, and that's fairness. The current system already has the wealthy using deductions, shelters, and write-offs to reduce effective rates. So in reality, many pay far less than the advertised top bracket. A flat tax closes those loopholes. It's not about giving the rich a break. It's about making everyone accountable and removing Congress's power to reward or punish with the tax code. Let's get to the heart of it: fairness. It's not fair that 53% of Americans pay federal income tax while 47% do not. It's not fair that some get refunds larger than what they contributed. It's not fair that government programs expand endlessly on the backs of a shrinking number of taxpayers. And it's not sustainable. If nearly half the country doesn't pay in, what incentive do they have to vote for fiscal responsibility? Why not vote for more spending, more handouts, and more debt if someone else is footing the bill? A flat tax brings everyone back to the table. Everyone contributes something. Everyone has a stake in how money is spent. And that, maybe more than anything, could restore accountability in government. Let's talk impact. A 10% flat tax would unleash economic energy like we haven't seen in decades. Small businesses could reinvest instead of drowning in tax prep. Middle class families would have more disposable income, and companies overseas might finally bring jobs back home, knowing the US tax burden is predictable and fair. Flat tax systems often lead to higher total revenues because compliance goes up and evasion goes down. People are more willing to pay when they see the system as just. Imagine April 15th being as simple as look at your income, multiply by 0.10, pay it. That's it. No deductions, no accountants, no headaches, just math and fairness. So here's my 2 cents unfiltered takeaway. America doesn't need more tax brackets. It needs more fairness. We don't need more penalties for success. We need a system that rewards effort, encourages work, and ensures everyone contributes something. A 10% flat tax isn't just about money, it's about equality under the law. The same rules for everyone, no special breaks, no political games. And maybe, just maybe, it's the kind of reform that could unite this divided country around one simple principle. If you benefit from America, you should help pay for it. This has been 2 Cents Unfiltered, cutting through the noise, speaking the truth, and making sense out of nonsense. Until next time, stay sharp, stay honest, and stay unfiltered.